No, she wants to become a quilter.
Oh.
She's got a lot to learn. Yeah. And I think she's just trying to make an identity for herself. I don't know. Now that's just the way I figure.
That's the way I felt like you. I can't leave things alone.
So I don't know. I don't know anything about the Hall of Fame.
But
Somebody
it's, who asked you to be on the board then, in the beginning?
Well, to begin with, Summit, that county didn't belong to the Hall of Fame. They were left out.
That's for Harry.
Yeah. Because they're just really borderline Catskill Mountains.
Well, now there's 4 counties in it. There's Schoharie, Ulster, Sullivan, and Delaware.
Oh,
Green
Green
County.
is there, too.
Green
There's
is there.
5. Well, they
Yeah.
took Schoharie in.
Yeah.
And made another one. Now, they weren't in for about 70, 80, 82.
Who's from Schoharie?
Mrs. the woman at Summit.
You mean Betty, Vivian, what'd you call it?
There's somebody else that was inducted that second year, I think, from there. So it must be they came in 83 to the board. There was supposed to be 2 people from each quilt group.
Right, okay. Okay. How many quilt groups are there in Catskill, do you know?
How many, hon?
In the 5 counties, how many quilting guilds?
There only 4 I know of.
4?
There might be.
Delhi, Mount Arkville, and Grahamsville, and I don't know what's Schoharie.
I think they must all have quilt groups of some sort.
Yeah.
Each county.
Yeah.
Well, we've
And-
never been connected with Schoharie.
Marilyn has, I think she's always been on the board. Marilyn and I were the
What's
first.
your last name? Do I
Guy,
know? I don't know.
G-U-Y. They got the gift shop now in Maryville. He's a pharmacist.
Yeah, and you see, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the girls go at lunch. She said I'd have to be back by 12. But she said, maybe I can sneak up a minute. But we're having men come to lay carpet. Of course, they have done over the apartment up over the store and sold a house and moved up there. Nothing was ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had the most beautiful house in Pines. That was a beautiful house.
Gorgeous old house down on Main Street.
I never saw such beautiful woodwork in my life.
But she's got lots of room to hang her quilts. That's what somebody said. Where's she gonna put her presses? She's got that whole great big hallway, because those are high steps in those buildings.
Yeah.
So she's got lots of room for her.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether Mark is going to stay with the pharmacy or not. Down at the infirmary, as far as Laurie's concerned, I hope he does.
So Marilyn's working in the store, truly.
Well, it takes 2.
They don't have that much time to quilt.
It takes 2 to tumble, as they say.
Yeah.
Well, all day she wanted to, because he was in the store, you see. He was druggist.
I don't know whether he does any drugs now down in Rite Aid or not, or...
No, he's not the right age.
Is he too
They
old?
didn't live up to their agreement. And he's been helping 2 days a week down at Wall.
Oh,
When he sold his druggist store, he could not start another for so long a time. Because I figured that then he'd be ready to retire. So, and they had had all these gifts along with their drugstores. Just after a little bit, they just started up the gift shop. And it's beautiful.
some of the girls have been in, but I haven't been in.
I
But
went in
Marilyn's
last,
very nice, very sweet person.
I went in last spring when Helen and Bob were here. I haven't been in lately. I'm going to tell Marilyn someday when she gets all straightened up stairs. I'm coming down if I have to crawl.
Yeah. So aside from being surprised, how did you feel about being inducted?
Oh, so nice. So nice. I could go in with Everdeen. I was thrilled.
Well, I don't know whether I can throw the ballot or not.
Well, it's an honor. They can't all have evidence.
I-
Our age, I'm glad they gave it to us while we're alive.
Well, of course, that is nice too, it's alive.
So
But-
many people get all these things after they're dead. They don't mean anything to us. And I've been so proud.
Yeah, was that the first time you got recognition?
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that something you'd like down there someday? Could you put it in so it wasn't?
Sure thing. Yes.
Because it's probably the only one. that's
Yeah.
left.
And you just put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I just put it in the refrigerator, right by itself. I think it did very nicely. I was surprised.
Well, I had mine in the refrigerator a long time, but finally I threw it away.
Well,
I didn't even
I
get
think
rid of
that's what I intended to do with mine. I left it there and gone to Florida. And when I came home, it was so nice.
It wasn't, because the refrigerator wasn't turned on.
Yeah, my refrigerator, and the door was open for the
Yeah.
and there was heat. So it did dry good.
Was that the first time you've gotten any recognition for quilting? Yeah. Did you ever sell any, or did you give most of your quilts to your family?
Most of mine are ready for somebody before I have them done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing on it.
Do you have any colors that you like to work with more than others?
Colors. Who wouldn't?
Purples.
And you know what the interior decorator told me? From New York, purple was one of the hardest colors to get rid of. When I was working, I worked with 2 interior decorators in New York. And she said, don't make me anything in purple, don't make me a purple block. It's the hardest color to get rid of there is.
She probably feels just like I do about browns and greens. When I bought my last car at the station wagon, I got it just before the new ones came out. I went in to get it. I always, when I want a car, one right there.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we've got a green one, and we can get a brown one for Margaret. I said, no, I don't want either one, but I'd rather have the green one than the brown one. I can live with that.
Yeah.
But I know that browns are very good.
Browns are very popular right now.
There's one thing in that. Now this would look beautiful in my living room. But I would like to see some deep bright green or something into it, besides just those colors. Of course, I had all my blue things in my living room before I came here.
Yeah.
But I sit there at night and I think, oh, if I get rid of these blue things, what will I pick out from those drapers? And there's a pretty green in there.
Yeah.
That goes with that cathedral window pillow, very nice. And I think I might pick that. But I had made those draperies for the first, when I lived down in Frisbee, I made it. And they came up here, that was the first time I'd seen them trail. She says, oh, I can't wait till you get those draperies. And she brought them up and put them up so they're just right to go there. And then I bought the wooden poles the next year and I put those up, because that was what it needed. They had these really narrow white metal curtains.
I don't know, I made 2 quilts for Brown, I made one for John upstairs, and I made one
But
for...
blue has always been, from the time I
And
remember.
isn't it funny, it's a color I dislike most of any color there is blue.
That's fun. And blue is supposed to be the most restful color
I don't know.
there is. I think it depends on people.
Well, I made 2 quilts. I
And of
made
course,
one.
I really like bright colors.
My mother did too.
But I like blues and the rose. And
But I
pinks
tell you,
and-
now the colors, I made a block last night, or yesterday, with brown. It was Dresden plate, and I got 4 brown corners. And next to it, on each side, I put another shade of brown. It was too dark. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Well, the clothing for us, I don't think that our gray white hair, the brown is our color.
Well, you know, purple is our color, but purple
Yeah,
don't go with my skin.
It
Because
depends on your
well,
skin.
well, I'll never have white hair. Never in the world will I have white hair. Mine will always be a gray, dirty gray.
Eva's got such pretty gray. She doesn't color it, Helen colors hers. She's done, Holland's only an hour out of New York. So we do like city folks.
Is there a part of, from piecing all the way to quilting, or whether you're tying or whatever, is there a favorite part of the process? Do you have?
I
What
don't
part do you
think,
like the
well, of
best?
course now, it's hard for me to quilt. Hard for me to
Yeah.
get my work where I can see it. And I know that my stitches are not nice anymore. I bet if you took something I did even last, put it with what I've done, and that would be very easy, this centerpiecing there on that little old table.
Yeah.
And I have made 2 for my daughters this year for Christmas. You put them together and you wouldn't be the same person did it. But then as long as the girls are happy with what they get.
Well, I think one of the most important things with quilting is your cutting. Cutting
This one?
is your cutting. When you come to make a quilt, I think the cutting is the
Yeah.
most important thing. One of the most important things.
But
Backward cutting.
I like the patchwork.
You like the patchwork?
I didn't put any filling in this. I put the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never washed this. I've used it. I don't know how many
It's
ones.
really nice.
Christmas. I usually use a plastic placemat over it.
Well, you should have with me here. I'm
Right.
Well,
Well,
I decided when I put it on here last week, I decided that it was about time I thought I got
Isn't
it.
it funny? I said
Oh,
here
wow.
to pick out some. I got this in my patch box. I got this one in my patch box. And I got this one in my patch box.
Well, that's one of the first ones I bought. I think at Christmas Prince. This probably came the same year. This one probably, I don't know. Now this one, there's a light on the seat too, so
Oh,
light
yes.
in the dark. I've sent for years out near Boston to a place and got a lot of my fabrics.
Well, the other day I took this brown. I don't know, someplace in Massachusetts. I don't know where it was, Nancy. We got some very nice, each one was $1.80 a yard. They're 25 inches wide. And they shorted us in yardage, so they sent, and he wrote back about it, so they sent some brown the other day. It's a pretty shade of brown. And I asked the girls if I could have the whole 3 yards because I wanted to make a quilt. But it isn't nice. It doesn't work up nice. It's too heavy.
Well, I think I use this muslin, and this I bought so many yards for so much out there at Boston, near Boston.
Well, the place is, of course, our homemaker in Arkville, is $4.50 and $5 and a quarter.
Well, that's it. Around
Yeah.
here, the shops charge
So
so much.
much.
Well, why don't I'm going to get the camera and take some pictures and you can show me.
You want to,
Okay.
I'm not gonna bring all that stuff.
No, I'll follow you. Let me just get my
Let's go with
camera together.